Hello again, everybody. I am so excited to be talking to you about the movies that we're going to be covering over the next couple days. We're going to actually be doing the Guardians of the Galaxy movies that have been going out. We've got the first one, we've got Volume 2, and then we've got Volume 3 that just came out. And I am going to be bringing these to you one at a time over the next couple days. And I truly hope that you like and get something out of these reviews. If you haven't seen these movies yet, it'll kind of give you a little bit of a perspective. And if you have seen them, I would even appreciate knowing your perspective on these reviews. The thing that's going to be a little bit different is a lot of the reviews you've heard me talking about on the podcast here have been just kind of off the cuff, just kind of my thoughts. I take notes and stuff during the movie, but I just kind of go along with just my ideas as they kind of come into my head with that. With these ones, these are some of the more than 1,800 reviews that are on MovieDeputy.com that as they become podcasts, they will be disappearing from the website. And it's a little bit bittersweet for me just because Deputy started just so... It started as an idea and it's exploded into so much more and I love it. But with these ones, what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm actually going to read you the reviews, and on MovieDeputy.com I always promised they would be in 300 words or less with no spoilers ever. Now, if you've ever heard any of my reviews on here or any of my podcasts, you'll know how much I hate spoilers. And even if it's going to be something that's even hinting to a spoiler, I try to dance around it because I absolutely despise spoilers. And so I don't ever want to do that to you. And so it's like, how do I do this? And I read through these and I'm like, okay, do I just want to read them as verbatim as I had them? Do I want to insert my own ideas as they go? And honestly, I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer to that. So I'm just going to kind of jump in, and you'll also notice something a little bit different on these after I read you my reviews. At times in the past, I've been doing Deputy now for 9 years, but I've invited people to sometimes go to the theater with me when I go, or to even to screen a movie here with me at home when I screen it. And then since I'm the Deputy, I call them my posse. On some of these, I'm going to go ahead and read to you some of the posse reviews as well. I only use the first names of the posse members on that, but I think it kind of gives another little bit of a perspective on these movies. So we're going to just go ahead and jump right in here with the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which actually came out in 2015. I was thinking, just when I was looking at this earlier, I'm like, 8 years? Has it really been 8 years? And yeah, I mean, this is now 2023, and we're almost halfway done with that here in a few days. We're going to be halfway done with 2023 already, and I don't know where time has gone, seriously. And then just seeing the progression of these movies, I'm just really excited to bring these to you. So jumping right in, I am going to start by reading you my review that is currently on MovieDeputy.com of Guardians of the Galaxy. All you could want and so much more. That's what you get with the Marvel hit Guardians of the Galaxy. 1988 is the backdrop for the beginning. Heartache is never easy, and getting abducted on top of it equals chaos. 26 years later, we see where the chaos has led. The innocent young boy is now an intergalactic fugitive. On a quest to recover a rare artifact, he goes rogue and decides to take matters into his own hands. He's soon to realize that his hands can't grasp the gravity of the situation. As things get complicated, he meets some foes. Sometimes foes aren't always what they seem, though. They aren't just after the artifact, but him as well. Amidst the chaos, they all get caught. The ingenuity of one of them will get them back on course. As they are struggling to complete their own agendas, these 5 develop a camaraderie. Each is strong, but together they're stronger. As they face a foe that determines their fate, they stand resolved. In the end, each of them achieves a personal victory, even though that victory will come with a price. The story stays true to the comic. Where will that leave our heroes? Who will stand? Who will fall? We do know the story does not end here. This first installment of the story will make you laugh, make you cry, and even make you look up at the night sky and wonder, what will their next adventure be? Now, like I said, I always strive to bring these to you in the 300 words or less, but I always just kind of wondered, it's like, am I leaving too much out? Like, just on the part of it that I'm touching on is the heart, back to the whole heartache is never easy and getting abducted on top of it. I mean, we see the Star-Lord himself. I mean, he loses his mom in a very tragic situation, and then he's literally abducted by aliens. And so he's raised by these guys, and he's trying to find his way, and along the way he meets the rest of the characters. He meets Rocket, he meets Drax, and everybody else on that. Sorry, my brain is just completely blanking, and I can't believe I'm blanking on some of the character names on that. But I even in my 300 words or less, I think I kind of wrapped up the story pretty well on that. As you heard, I had a few flubs there, which I apologize. Being somewhat dyslexic and then trying to read all this stuff, occasionally my brain goes tilt. Like it'll pinball machine. I just kind of have to hit reset on that. So yeah, I'm a goofball. What can I say? I did give the original Guardians of the Galaxy a 7.25 out of 10 on the deputy scale. And even though that there is some language and stuff involved in this movie, maybe not all the language is completely appropriate, but I did give it an innocent rating. It's just, it's a fun-loving adventure, and it's literally a good one for basically all ages. Maybe some of the younger audiences may not understand, but I mean, everybody else, there is so much in this to love. Even if you're not a big sci-fi fan, there's just something about this that kind of just draws you into it. Now, as I promised, I'm also going to be bringing you the posse reviews, and I did have 3 different individuals do the kind of the reviewing of this one with me. The first one is done by Jason. He wrote, "Guardians of the Galaxy was one of the most interesting movies I've ever seen. The fact that it has equal parts of sadness, funny, and action. There's not a whole lot of variety in movies these days, and it shows even when you use a comic-based movie that isn't expected to have such a feeling that hits you the hardest. The sneak peek into the next movie in the series was nice because it tells you the story and adventures that will go on, and their stories will be told in great detail." Now, I thought that kind of wrapped up the story pretty well, and again, he kind of touched on some of the more emotional parts of the movie that I'm touched in. As of course with any Marvel movies, you've got to sit not only through the credits, but to the very end of the credits, because there's always extra scenes. If this is one that you watch, but you didn't stay through to the extra scenes, right now this movie is available on Disney+. Again, I don't get anything for recommending that, but these are ones, especially if you're getting ready to see the new one, I definitely would recommend rewatching these. The second posse review I have is much shorter. This one was written by Jared. Jason actually didn't score it, but Jared gave it an 8 out of 10. He wrote, "I thought the movie was well crafted. The protagonists were well written. The antagonist was bland. It did a good job showing, not telling. Very short, simple, and to the point." Now, the third posse member I had go along, his name was Derek. He also did not score the movie, but this is what he wrote. "The morally gray leads kept the story interesting and unpredictable, keeping it from becoming too formulaic. With such a zany cast, you'd think it would make it hard to take a movie seriously, but it uses this to its advantage to catch you off guard with some surprisingly touching moments." Now, one thing that's universal across all of these, and I have no influence over what some of my posse writes. I try to correct grammatical errors if they're major. If not, it's like I just kind of leave them alone because I don't want to change the thoughts or ideas on any of that. And you'll also notice that I don't have posse reviews on the vast majority of my movies. But on ones like this, I wanted to go ahead and share those with you as well. So I am hoping that, like I said, if this is one that you have seen, that you maybe enjoy a different perspective on it, or if this is one that you haven't seen yet, maybe this will entice you to maybe want to watch it. Either way, I hope you have a great day. Please remember to like and subscribe for the latest Movie Deputy content, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks, bye!